Hi, I'm Kyle Gorman with the Employer Blueprint, and let's talk about attributes that make for a great boss. So hopefully you've already checked out a couple of other videos out there about a similar topic, such as Management Training 101 and how to create a high-performing workplace. So we're gonna kind of take this to the next level a little bit from the Management Training 101. The first thing we've got to do is open up our channels of communication. If you want to be a great boss, you've got to have clear, open channels of communication with your employees. So you need to try to foster that and encourage that, talk to them, work with them, get to know those employees on kind of a personal level so that you can really open up those channels of communication and have a clear and defined open door policy so that you know that people can come to you and that you are also comfortable going to other people and talking to them and asking questions as well. Great bosses also provide clear expectations. So we've talked about this again back in the management video on definition. And so what we want to do though is we want to create clear expectations of what you expect of your employees. What are the key metrics that you are looking for to know whether someone is being successful in their position so that you know and they know at all times. There shouldn't ever be any gray area in that if you're providing clear expectations. So all great bosses really know how to create clear and defined expectations of what's expected. One of the most overlooked but most important attributes of a great boss is being decisive. You've got to be able to make decisions, and sometimes that means making decisions on the fly. And so be clear in your thought process, make sure that you're crisp in the decisions that you make and stick with them unless you determine obviously that they're wrong. But it's very important to be decisive. Be willing to make decisions, be able to make decisions, and have enough research and knowledge behind you that you're making an educated decision when you do. You need to check your ego at the door. All great bosses know how to be open to input. If something's wrong, if something's not working clearly, you need to be open. And this kind of goes back to those open channel of communications. If you've got that relationship with people, you should be comfortable with them coming to you. But oftentimes our ego tends to get in the way because we believe we know how things need to be done. So be open to input from the people around you, whether it be the people above you in the organization or your employees or your peers, because they may see things that you can't see. You may have your blinders onto that without even realizing it. So be very open to input from others. The next thing that great bosses know how to do is stay away from micromanagement. And again, this goes back to the autonomy concept that I talk about in management training. But you need to make sure you're not micromanaging. If you've hired the right people and they're in the right place in the organization, you shouldn't have to oversee every little thing that they do. So you need to give people that autonomy to go out and do their job and do it well. Don't try to micromanage everything that they do. I often ask this question whenever I'm doing seminars on management and leadership training: how many people like to be micromanaged? Let me see your hands. And amazingly, I've never had anyone raise their hand because it just doesn't exist. Well, if you don't like to be micromanaged, neither does anybody else. So you need to stay away from that if you really want to be considered a great boss. And provide encouragement and feedback. Providing feedback to people, whether something was done incorrectly that needs to be fixed, or more importantly, positive feedback. Let people know when they did something well, when they did something right. This is difficult for most of us, I believe. I think it's just part of our human nature, because when something isn't done properly, we see it. But we need to be able to recognize when something is done correctly and provide that positive reinforcement so that people know that the way that they performed this task is the way that you want that task performed. Provide that encouragement and that positive feedback so that they can replicate that in the future. You know, everybody is looking for something a little bit different in what they would say is the perfect boss. But these are some basic attributes that I think everyone wants and everyone's looking for. And in reality, these aren't incredibly difficult things to do, but find out where your weak spots are and work on those, whether it be through books, seminars, podcasts, whatever it is. Find ways that you can work on that within yourself, because these are the attributes that your employees want to see in you. I'm Kyle Gorman at the Employer Blueprint. I hope you gained some great information from this. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and until next time, have a great day.